Welcome back to Celebrate the Bounty. I'm Chef Shayna, and today at the River Park Farmers Market, we're going to dive into the world of blueberries. So we made it to the blueberry farm. We're at Rancho Not So Grande with John. We're going to learn a little bit more. So tell us about your operation.
Yeah, sure. We started over 20 years ago, primarily as a U-pick farm, but we do restaurants, schools, hospitals, and as many as 9 to 11 farmers markets a week, trying to connect people to super nutrition that's local, low carbon footprint, and good for you.
If I'm shopping for blueberries, how do I know if I'm picking a good one?
If you turn them over and look at the stem end, then you'll see that some have a little red tint to it. That's like you get at the store, but this is what you're coming for here. And that is a bush ripe, incredibly sweet berry that you can't get anywhere else.
I know that blueberries are one of the most nutritional fruits. What makes them so healthy?
So you get low calories, high fiber, high mineral nutrition, and low sugar in the process. You got everything you need, and something that actually tastes good. And that's what we want to do, is introduce the community to superfoods that aren't green, right? And so they're out there.
John, thank you so much for letting us come out. I know you had a busy day, and I really appreciate the time you took with us. And now we know a little bit more about blueberries. Let's head back to the farmers market and get shopping. Hi, how are you?
Doing well, how are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Welcome, thank you.
I'm looking for some blueberries.
I happen to have some wonderful freshly picked blueberries.
Okay, and what is blueberry season, the prime time for blueberries?
It's really hitting now. Okay, and it depends on the weather too, of course, but right now they're really starting to come in.
When I buy my blueberries, what's the best way to store them?
You can freeze them. Absolutely, they'll freeze for a long time.
Okay, and then defrost them and cook with them or eat them?
Yeah, however you want. Take out what you want. I'll freeze a bunch of it, and I'll fill up a jar. Put it in the fridge, and it'll just thaw there. And then by the next day, I can eat them. And that's how I do it personally.
So what if you were to cook with them? What's your favorite thing to do?
Some people will take, a strawberry or a blueberry and put it in a salad, like a spring or summer salad. It's a good time to use that. Me, I'm simple. I just eat them.
Wonderful. Okay, well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's get back to the kitchen. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Discover the Bounty, where we'll have some fun learning about and cooking with California-grown specialty crops. We're here at the Tuesday River Park Farmers Market, and today's specialty crop is blueberries. Blueberries are a delightful addition to any meal, and we're lucky to have the sweet fruit grown right here in the Central Valley. It is considered a soft fruit, but depending on how you prepare them, they can have a variety of textures. Their sweet flavor and versatility are just a couple of the reasons why they are so popular. And a fun fact for you, it is one of the rare superfoods that is not green. When shopping for them or picking them straight off the vine, you always want to make sure there's a little red tint near the stem. And storage is easy, just pop them in the freezer. It's the star of the show and one of my favorite breakfast dishes, blueberry pancakes, but can also turn a good summer salad into a great summer salad. Not only are blueberries delicious, but they are low in calories, high in fiber, have a high mineral content, and are low in sugar, making it a healthy addition to your diet. Let's get cooking. Blueberry pancakes are a great way to start the day, and we're gonna make them with a little bit of a healthier twist. Instead of using refined flour and sugar, we are gonna use oats, which are rolled oats. They're gluten-free, so if you are eating gluten-free, great way to go. You're actually gonna make your own flour right here with these oats and a food processor. Some of the other ingredients we're gonna use, we have baking soda. That's what makes it nice and fluffy, because we want nice fluffy pancakes, not sad, flat pancakes. We have salt, we have vanilla extract, Greek yogurt, coconut oil, eggs, and of course the blueberries. Sound good? You guys ready to get started? So we mise en place, we got everything out, we have it all ready to go. And we're gonna start with the food processor. This is a fun recipe for kids to get involved in the kitchen. We're gonna go ahead and add 1.5 cups of the rolled oats right into the food processor. And we're gonna turn it on high. And we're gonna blend it for about a minute, because we want it to turn into fine, almost like flour. It's like a meal that we're gonna make with it. And let's see how it's looking. I think we need to go maybe a little bit longer. It is about a minute. So you can practice your math facts while we're waiting. What's 6 times 2? Good, all right. What is 2 times 5? 10, good, all right. You could also sing the alphabet or your favorite song. All right, so you can see it's a nicer, finer texture. Of course, you could use flour here, but I like the extra step of blending up the oats. We are gonna add in 3 teaspoons of the baking soda. And again, the baking soda is the leavening agent. That's what makes them nice and fluffy. So you don't wanna leave out that step. And then we're gonna add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. The salt is important when making sweet dishes. It helps enhance the sweet flavor. So we'll go ahead and we'll put that back into the food processor, get the lid on, and we'll pulse it just for a couple seconds. Now it's all blended up. Of course, you could use your hands and stir it. It's hot out here though, so we'll have the food processor do the trick for us. We're gonna put this into a medium bowl, and then we're gonna mix our wet ingredients. If those are the dry ingredients, we're gonna add in the wet ingredients. So I have 3 eggs and I have 3 lovely ladies here. So I'm gonna have you guys crack the eggs, crack them right onto the table and into the bowl for me. And then you can put your shell in there. Sound like a plan? Thank you. Good save, Naraya. That was awesome. Put your shell right there. The reason I'm having you crack them into a small bowl is that we are gonna put them in the food processor, but it's easier to fish out the shells if any shells happen to get in there. You guys are pros, so there are no shells in there. Maybe give them a round of applause for doing such a good job. Nicely done, ladies. All right, so we have our Greek yogurt here that we're gonna put right into the food processor. And this is just plain Greek yogurt. You could use vanilla if you would like, but we're adding in some vanilla extract. So I'm just using plain Greek yogurt. It's high in protein, so it's a good way to start the morning, the little bit of protein with your breakfast. And then of course, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna mix in those eggs, all 3 of them. Also a good source of protein. And we're gonna blend those together. I want it to be nice and mixed. Now, we are going to add in our vanilla extract. Now, my favorite part of using vanilla extract is smelling it because it smells delicious, I think. What do you think? It smells good? You guys want to smell? Do you think vanilla extract tastes good if you were just to drink it by itself? You think so? I got news for you. It does not taste good. It smells delicious, but it tastes horribly if you taste it by yourself. You want to add it in, bake it in, but you don't want it by itself, I mean. All right, so we have our vanilla extract, and we are going to add in some coconut oil. Some recipes call for other types of oils. I like using coconut oil. It's a healthy fat. Again, great way to start the morning. And did you have a question? No, okay. We're gonna pulse that together so it's nice and blended. Should I ask more math facts? Yes? You're my, ask him a math fact question? Okay, what's 5 times 3?
15.
All right, 15, good job. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll add in our wet ingredients to our dry ingredient mixture. Try not to make a horrible mess here. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna turn the stove on. So now it will heat up. Let's be careful. We're gonna go ahead and blend up our dry and wet ingredients. Use a spatula and stir it a couple of times. You don't wanna over stir it. So it's okay if your pancake batter is a little lumpy. I'm gonna have you guys stir it maybe 4 times each. Can you do that? Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you, friends. Perfect, thank you. Nice save. All right, so we have our batter nice and blended up. Look good? So some people would like to put the blueberries right into the batter and stir it up. I, however, like to put my pancakes out and then add the blueberries because then I can control it. I can make a smiley face or anything like that. Also, if you want your pancakes to be sweeter, you could add in a sweetening agent like a maple syrup if you wanted to. I like to add my maple syrup afterwards. So we're not gonna add the maple syrup in here, but if you get it home and you think, oh, I have a real big sweet tooth, go ahead and add in maple syrup. If you wanna make it a little bit more elevated, squeeze in some lemon juice or lemon zest, and that lemon blueberry flavor is really tasty as well. All right, I have my coconut oil here. We're gonna swirl it on the pan. Coat the pan so that it doesn't stick. And then we're gonna use, do you have a question?
Why do you have to put that on the pan?
Ah, good question. I put coconut oil on the pan so that the pancakes don't stick when I'm cooking. You could also use butter if you would like. So I'm gonna use a 1/3 cup measuring cup, and I'm gonna measure out the pancakes. And you're gonna have to work in batches. Sometimes it's great to have a nice big skillet where you can cook your pancakes, a bunch of them. Sometimes it's fun to make little silver dollar pancakes and make a lot of little ones that are good for dipping. And then we're gonna go ahead and plop the blueberries on. And we'll let it cook on each side. Do you have a question too?
Yeah.
What's your question?
How many blueberries can you put in the pan?
How many blueberries can you put in the pancake? I don't think there is a limit. I think you can put as many blueberries as you would like. So we'll just add a bunch of blueberries right on top. And another question we got is, how long does it cook on each side? And you'll cook it for 3 to 5 minutes on each side, depending on how fast they cook. You will start to see little bubbles popping up in your batter, and that's how you know it's ready to flip. So that's the trick. That's what you look for, is making sure those bubbles are coming out. Then it's ready to flip. Yes, question.
The bubbles are good.
The bubbles are good, yes. You want to see those bubbles, and then you can flip it with a spatula. Yes.
So if you don't see the bubbles, that means it's not ready.
Not ready to flip yet. Yes. We had some questions over here. How big can you make a pancake? We said you can make the pancake the size of the pan. If it's really thin, it's then a crepe, but make it as big as you want, I suppose. And we had one more question. Other fruits. Any fruits that you would want. But I think blueberries are the best fruit to use for pancakes because they're not too sweet. They maintain their shape very nicely, they cook nicely, and they're just really good in pancakes. So these pancakes, again, are a little bit healthier in that they have extra protein in there. If you want to make them even more healthy, you could add in some chia seeds or ground flax seeds into your oats when you blend those up at the beginning. Are you guys excited to eat the pancakes? Yes? One more question?
How much protein did you put?
Oh, okay, good question. So I use Greek yogurt that has protein in it, and then I also use the eggs, which have some protein as well. And then if you add ground flax, you have extra protein there. Any other questions? Yes.
What's your favorite
My favorite what?
fruit to put in pancakes?
My favorite fruit to put in pancakes? I really like blueberries in pancakes. What's your favorite fruit to put in pancakes? What? Strawberries or blueberries? Fair enough. Are you guys ready to try them? Yeah. All right, we'll flip those over. And I will start serving the ones we already have. If you wanted, can you move the little plates out of the way for me? Yep, there you go. Oh, here. There you go. I'll just put that one like that.
I never tried bananas with pancakes.
You haven't tried bananas with pancakes before? Well, now that you have a recipe, you can try it at home. Sound good? Yeah? All right. Let's see. We'll give these just a few more minutes. Yes.
Can you use this recipe just with different fruit?
Yes, you could use this recipe with different fruits. And remember, I said if you wanted to sweeten it, you can add maple syrup into the batter as well. Can I drizzle some maple syrup on top for you? If you wanted to make a syrup out of blueberries, you could put a cup or cup and a half of blueberries in a saucepan, add in maybe a half a cup or a quarter cup of water and juice, and you can cook it down to make a sauce with it to put on top. All right, we have our last pancakes for you girls to try. Did you have more questions over here? You forgot it? Okay. So patiently waiting. There you are. Can I give you guys some syrup to try?
Yeah.
Good thing it's my daughter's pancake. There you are. All right, and let me give you guys some syrup. Do you like dipping it or you want it poured on top?
Pour it on.
Pour it on top.
Dip it.
What about you?
You like dipping?
On top. You got it. All right, bon appetit. You guys can enjoy eating it.
Matter what fork you use.
You can use any. All right, so simple pancakes you can make at home. They are not gonna spike your blood sugar because they're not filled with a bunch of refined flour and sugars. They have nice protein to get your day started off right with nice blueberries from the farmer's market. I had a blast cooking with you today and exploring new tasty flavors from the farmer's market. Farmers markets are such a wonderful place to find fresh, locally grown veggies and try out new recipes with them. See you next time for another fun cooking adventure.